I said yes to working late, again. Yes to covering someone's shift, again. Yes to a project I had no time for, again. And one morning I woke up exhausted, behind on everything, and completely alone in my frustration. Because nobody knew I was struggling. I had never once said no. Welcome back to Fluent Speak Lab, where real stories teach you real English. The English that gets you through real moments, at work, with friends, in life. Not perfect English, confident English. The kind that lets you say exactly what you mean, without fear, without confusion. If that's the English you want, you're exactly where you need to be. Subscribe and let's keep building. It started with a simple question. Hey Alex, can you stay an extra hour tonight? We're behind on the Henderson report. Alex looked up from his desk. His manager, Brian, was standing there with that look. The one that wasn't quite asking and wasn't quite telling. Alex had plans that evening. Nothing huge, just groceries. A phone call with his mom back home, maybe an early night. He was already tired. He had stayed late twice that week. He opened his mouth. Sure, he said. No problem. Brian smiled, said thanks, and walked away. And Alex sat there staring at his screen, wondering why he had just said that. My name is Alex. And this is the story of the week. I said yes to everything, and what it cost me. I had been working at this logistics company in Atlanta for about 8 months. Mid-sized company, decent people, fast-paced environment. My English was functional. I could follow meetings, write emails, handle daily tasks. But there was one thing I could not do. I could not say no. Not to my manager. Not to colleagues. Not even to people I barely knew at work. And it wasn't because I was a pushover. It wasn't because I didn't have opinions or boundaries. It was because I genuinely did not know how. In English, saying no feels dangerous when you're not fluent. You don't know where the line is. You don't know if no alone sounds rude. You don't know how to soften it without sounding weak. You don't know how to disagree without starting a conflict. So the safest option always felt like yes. Yes to Brian's extra hour. Yes to covering a colleague's Friday shift. Yes to joining a project committee I had no time for. Yes to proofreading someone's 30-page document over the weekend. By Thursday of that week, I had said yes 6 times. 6 times to things I did not want to do, did not have time for, did not have energy for. Thursday night, I sat in my apartment at 11 p.m., laptop open, energy drink half finished, working on that 30-page document while my own actual work sat untouched. My phone buzzed. Another colleague. James. Hey man, any chance you could help me prep for the Friday client call tomorrow morning? Just like an hour. I stared at that message for a long time. It was 11 p.m. I had work due by 9 a.m. I hadn't eaten a real meal since Tuesday. And I typed, and I am not proud of this. I typed, yes, sure. What time works for you? I put my phone down. And for the first time in 8 months, I felt genuinely angry. Not at James. Not at Brian. Not at any of them. At myself. Because every single one of those yes was a choice I made. And I made them because I didn't have the words to make a different choice. Friday morning came fast. Alex had slept 3 hours. He helped James prep for the client call, 45 minutes. Standing in a hallway with a coffee he didn't taste. Then he sat at his desk and tried to finish his own work before the 9 a.m. deadline. He didn't make it. At 9:07 a.m., Brian walked over. Hey, where's the Miller file? I need it for the 9:30. Alex looked up. His eyes felt like sandpaper. I'm finishing it now. Give me 10 minutes. Brian's expression changed. Not angry, but something worse. Concerned. Alex, are you okay? You look terrible. And something about that question, the genuine, simple concern in it, broke something open. Alex didn't say, I'm fine. For once. He said, honestly, I'm exhausted. I've been saying yes to everything this week, and I haven't had time to do my own work. Brian was quiet for a second. Then he said, why didn't you just tell me you had too much on your plate? Alex didn't have an answer for that. Because the real answer was, I didn't know how. Brian pulled up a chair. He wasn't angry. He pushed back the 9:30 meeting by 20 minutes and sat down. He said, Alex, I need you to be able to push back. If I ask you to stay late and you genuinely can't, tell me. I'm not going to fire you for that. I need to know what's realistic. That conversation lasted 12 minutes, and it changed everything. Because Brian wasn't the enemy. Nobody had been the enemy. The enemy was Alex's silence. His automatic yes. His fear that any other answer would cost him something. Here's the truth that Alex discovered that Friday morning. In American work culture, and in most English-speaking environments, being able to say no clearly and politely is not a weakness. It's a sign of professionalism. It tells people that you understand your own capacity, that you communicate clearly, that you can be trusted to manage your workload. The person who says yes to everything doesn't seem reliable. They seem overloaded. And eventually, things fall through. The person who sometimes says, I can't take that on right now, but here's what I can do. That person seems organized, honest, and in control. Alex had it backwards the whole time. And once he understood that, he started learning the phrases. The exact phrases that let you say no without burning bridges, without sounding cold, and without a single moment of awkward silence. Here they are. There are 4 situations where you need to say no in English. And I'm going to give you the exact phrases for each one. Situation 1. When your manager asks you to take on more work, don't say, no, I can't. Don't say, I'm too busy. Say this instead. I want to make sure I do this well. Can we look at my current workload together and see what can shift? I'm at full capacity right now with the Miller project. Would it work if I picked this up next week? I want to help with this. Can someone else take the first part and I jump in after Thursday? These phrases do something powerful. They don't just say no, they show that you're thinking about the work, not protecting yourself. Situation 2. When a colleague asks for a favor you don't have time for. I'm really slammed right now. I can't give this the attention it deserves. Can you ask someone else this time? I wish I could help, but I'm up against a deadline. I'd be doing you a disservice if I rushed it. Not this week, but ask me again next time. I'm happy to help when I have the space. Notice the structure, acknowledge, explain briefly, and when possible, offer a forward. Situation 3. When you want to disagree with someone's idea. This is where most English learners go silent. You think something is wrong, but you don't want to seem rude. So you say nothing. Here's how to disagree professionally. I see where you're coming from. I just wonder if we've considered. That's an interesting approach. My concern would be, I might be missing something, but wouldn't it make more sense to? Can I push back on that a little? I think these phrases let you disagree while showing respect. You're not attacking the idea, you're adding to the conversation. Situation 4. When someone invites you somewhere and you don't want to go. I really appreciate the invite. I'm going to sit this one out though. That sounds fun. I can't make it this time, but count me in next time. I'm going to pass tonight, but have a great time. Short, warm, no long explanation needed. And here's the one phrase Alex uses now. Every single time his automatic yes starts to form. He pauses, takes one breath, and says, let me check what I have going on and get back to you. That one sentence. It buys him time. It sounds professional, and it gives him the space to make an actual decision instead of a reflex. The week after that Friday conversation, Brian asked Alex to take on an extra project. Alex looked at his workload, thought about it, and said, I can take the first phase, but I'll need to hand it off after Wednesday. Is that workable? Brian said, perfect. That's exactly what I needed to know. Alex walked back to his desk and sat down. Same job, same office, same Brian, but a completely different Alex. One who finally had the words. And the words changed everything. Alex didn't need to become a different person. He didn't need to become aggressive or cold or difficult. He just needed the right phrases. The ones that let him be honest without being harsh, firm without being rude. Your challenge this week, the next time someone asks you for something you genuinely can't do, don't say yes. Automatically. Pause. Use one phrase from today. Just one. If this story helped you, share it with someone who always says yes when they mean no. Subscribe to Fluent Speak Lab. Because next week another real story is waiting for you. You don't have to say yes to everything. You just have to know how to say no. I'll see you in the next one.